Welcome back, everybody. My name is BluJay, and we are back once again on the Unity SMP, ready for another episode today. In today's episode, we're going to be doing a little bit more work inside our stump house. We have two levels. The bottom level is pretty much our living space with all of the basics, and the upper level, we have decided we are going to do an enchanting room. And if you saw the last episode, we built this stump up a little bit higher, made it look like it's snapped in half, and the rest of the log is laying over behind it on the left side of the screen. You can just barely see it there. And we're not going to do anything with that today, but in a future episode, we're going to put something inside there and just kind of expand our base area. I'm leaning more and more towards, keeping this as our primary area and not just a starter house. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing. So let's get going with our enchanting project for today. Before we actually get started with our build today, I want to show you this. Right here, we have a bunch of resources. We got some diamonds, we got some lapis, and we got some redstone, and we got a whole truckload of coal. Look at that. All of this was actually gathered in between episodes because, you know what, I want to spend a lot of time building, as much time as I can, and not doing resource gathering during episodes. I know that's important, and I know you guys want to see some adventuring and some mining and that kind of stuff, but I want to try to get this stuff out of the way so we can get to what I enjoy more about Minecraft, and that's building. So what we're going to do is we're going to craft up a bunch of iron swords, and we're going to take them over to the skeleton farm and gather up a bunch of levels because we're going to try to find a Fortune 3 pickaxe so that we can get the most out of these resources as possible. That's why I left them in the ore form instead of, just getting what I could out of them, because I want to use a fortune pick on them, and I don't have one yet. But we're going to get one, and we're going to get one as quick as we possibly can. So let's jump on over to the skeleton farm. As I've spent more time on this realm, I have figured out where things are, and that's the spawn area over there, and this is Echo's house. And right next to Echo's house is this skeleton farm. There's actually a skeleton farm a little bit closer to spawn that's not, very far of a walk. And honestly, this isn't that far of a walk either. But I have found from using both of them that this one is just slightly more efficient, just a little bit quicker. I'm not sure if the killing chamber was placed too far away from the spawner. Oh, Jack's online. Hello, Jack. But this one seems to be doing a little bit more XP more quickly. So we're going to stand here and gather some levels, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. Actually, guys, I've taken a few-minute break from the skeleton farm because we just made the deal of a lifetime. JackFrostMiner is online, and we have made a deal with him to trade 8 diamond ore for 2 stacks of books, because I was about to go spend at least a couple of hours trying to find and mine and bone meal sugarcane to get paper and to try to breed cows and wait for them to grow up and get the leather and all of that stuff. That was going to take at least a few hours, if not longer. But we have found a way to save ourselves some time. Jack has 2 stacks of books that he's willing to trade for 8 diamond ore, and he can use a fortune pick on those diamonds and get as many as he can out of it. I feel like it's a fair trade. He felt like it was a fair trade, and so we're just going to kind of wait here until he's ready to come over and make the deal a done deal. Well, I see his gamer tag. Let's run on out here and meet him at the front door with our payment. Well, hello there, Jack. How you doing, buddy? You know what? I suppose we better pay him before we, expect him to toss us the books. All right, there's 1 stack. Let's see, where is the other stack? Is it in my inventory already? Yep, he threw both of them at the same time. Perfect. Thanks, Jack. I can't type for some reason. And he rounded off the stack for us. Perfect. It was originally like just under 2 stacks, and he gave us 2. So that's nice of you. Thank you so much. This is going to save us so much time. It's a pleasure doing business with you. Well, I've done a couple of trips back and forth between the Enchanting Room at xDarkAbsolute's house and the spawner, and guess what? We have Fortune 3. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's put this lapis in there and see what else is on there. Oh, that's it? No efficiency? No unbreaking? That's sad. Well, we do have an unbreaking pick that we got earlier, so we can apply that if we want. It's unbreaking 3. In fact, let's go do that now so we can mine all of those resources that we got in between episodes. Let's do that now. All right, we've got a Fortune 3 Unbreaking 3 pickaxe, and what we're going to do now is I'm going to line all of these resources up in a giant square and just kind of build on top of it so that we can mine these as quickly as possible. A lot of times when I don't have this many resources, this is quite a few, honestly, even for me, what I'll do is I'll just pillar up on them and dig straight down until we get back to the ground level and, you know, just pray that I don't fall off when we're at the top. So that's a little bit impossible to do right now with redstone. I used to be able to do it no problem, and you just saw a little bug right there. It disappeared. It happened a couple of times just now. See? Look at that. I don't know what's going on with that. When I place the redstone blocks down sometimes on top of other redstone, it acts like it did place it because it disappears, you know, well, it doesn't disappear, it subtracts, that's the word I'm looking for, subtracts one number from our stack, but it doesn't actually end up placing the block, and so it's basically glitching out and disappearing. It only happens with redstone. I'm not sure why. But if you know why this happens, or if it's a bug, or if something is changed in the game mechanics that it makes it impossible to place redstone on top of other redstone, I mean, clearly it doesn't because we're doing it right here, just not jumping up on top of it. Let me know if you know why this is doing this, and hopefully this bug will get fixed. I know 1.2 is a massive bug fix update, along with a bunch of brand new features, but it's like the longest list of bugs that I've ever seen, and I know ECKOSOLDIER did a video on that a couple of weeks ago. At the time of recording, it was just a couple of days ago for me, but we'll talk about why I'm backlogging so many videos here in just a little bit. But for now, let's keep on stacking up these resources, and I'll come back and show you what we got when we've mined them all. Well, guys, are you ready to see what we've got? I had so many resources, I had to combine some of the redstone and lapis into blocks already because my inventory was full. Look at that. 15.5 stacks of coal, 11 diamonds, 51 lapis blocks, and 5 ore, 64 redstone blocks plus 5 more. Wow. We got so many resources out of that mining session, and look, that's just to add to what we already have here. So I'm hoping these resources will last us for a while, and we won't have to do as many frequent resource gathering trips as we have in the early stages of this world. So let's be done with that for today, and we'll start building our enchanting room. So to start out with, we actually need to convert the books that we bought from JackFrostMiner into bookshelves, and it's an easy crafting recipe, just planks above and below with books in the middle. And I'm not sure how many bookshelves I need for my particular design, but I do know this, that the max number of bookshelves that you need for max level enchantments, level 30 enchantments, is 15 bookshelves, and that will get you the best possible enchantments you can get in the game. Okay, that should be enough. Let's go ahead and grab those bookshelves, throw them in our hotbar, and run upstairs and start placing them down. And while we do that, something I want to talk to you about is the texture pack. I mentioned this a few episodes ago and just kind of put the feelers out to see what you guys thought, and I got pretty mixed reviews. I got a lot of people saying absolutely use it, and I got a few people here and there saying nope, hate it, don't use it. So I'm going to make a compromise. We are going to use the BOO texture pack, but we are using the version that JackFrostMiner uses. He sent it on over to me, and it has the original furnace texture, and I think a couple of other things that people commented on that were like, no, I hate that, absolutely don't use it. So I do like the look of the rest of the textures, especially the trapdoors. That is the big selling point for me. So I hope you understand. I hope you are okay with that, but we're gonna use that for the remainder of this series. Okay, we've got some diamonds and some obsidian and a book, and we're gonna make our first enchanting table of the Unity SMP series. There we go. Perfect, we got our enchanting table. Ah, so excited. It's nice to finally have one in our own house so that we can just pop on over to our upstairs area when we're ready to enchant, and I'm realizing I just did this wrong. I need to actually extend the shelves out one more, which means I don't have enough shelves, which means I need to make some more. Thankfully, I've got enough books. Jack gave us plenty of books to get us through this project, and hopefully we'll have some to spare. Oh, look, I got the Enchanter achievement. I know I've built an enchanting table before, but maybe haven't gotten that achievement before. Oh, perfect. All right, well, let me rearrange these bookshelves, and then we'll keep building. Okay, I'm back and we are building just a basic frame around this just to get it started, and then we're going to do exactly what we did with the exterior of this tree, and we're going to make just a bunch of randomized logs and leaves and just make it look like this is overgrown on the interior, like the Enchanting Room was encapsulated inside of the tree and we just hollowed it out and found it in the middle of the tree. So that's kind of the look we're going for. And all of this is just to lay the groundwork for that particular look. So while we're building this, what I want to talk to you about now is something I mentioned briefly at the beginning of this video. I mentioned that we're backlogging a lot of videos, and that's just a fancy word for, saying I'm pre-recording a lot of stuff. And I wanted to clarify that because I know a lot of you have commented, "Hey, BluJay, I've already seen this build in one of JackFrostMiner's videos, or I've already seen this build in one of DaphneElaine's videos." I know those two people have showed off a couple of things that I've built in some of their previous videos. Let me explain why that's the case. The reason why I am pre-recording so many videos, if you don't know already, is because my wife and I are about to have our second baby. We have a 13-month-old at home. He's just about 14 months old, but we're about to have another one. And it's going to get pretty busy here real soon. Not to say that my channel is going to stop or, close down, or I'm not going to record anymore. I absolutely have every intention to continue recording and making content so that you guys can enjoy it, have some fun, be entertained, watch Minecraft, and do all the things you like to do watching Minecraft on YouTube. So don't worry, that is going to continue, but I am pre-recording a lot so that when the baby comes, and I'm slightly busy with that and don't have time to record and create content, at least for the first week or two that the baby is born, I've at least got something that you guys can still watch and enjoy. And that's just part of the whole deal, is sometimes you're going to see minor spoilers when, a YouTuber, especially in a multiplayer series, pre-records stuff. You're just going to see some minor spoilers. So I'm sorry about that. I hope you guys understand. And once the baby comes and we're back to a normal routine and schedule, I'll try not to pre-record as much so that, there's no spoilers. So you guys are seeing stuff on my channel for the first... Whoa, come back up the ladder there. For the first time. So anyway, that's enough of that. I know you guys have already seen this in a few previous episodes, this kind of building style, and unfortunately that's just the nature, pun intended, nature, of the design style we're going for this particular base, because it is very natural looking and it needs to be very randomized and overgrown and that kind of stuff. Eventually, once we get into the interior of our log that's downed over behind the house, once we get inside there and go underground a little bit, maybe we can diversify our build style a little bit, which leads me to this question. What kind of build style do you guys want to see? Do you enjoy this? Do you want to keep seeing the, natural tree kind of style? Or do you want to see something different? A couple of ideas that I've had that I'm tossing around is, once we get inside that log, we could build underground, and I think most definitely that's where we're going to end up, is going underground. But we could build underground and make it into a root system where it's continuing this build pattern of a lot of leaves and logs and, just a lot of wood resources. So that's one look and feel that we could go for, which I do like that idea. Or the other look and feel idea that I was tossing around, which I want to get your opinion on, is maybe the whole tree stump and tree log thing is just an illusion for something hiding underground. I thought we could maybe do something more modern, like have like a modern underground base that is completely clean and new and not overgrown and dirty like this. This is just the entrance to get to a much bigger space. So there's a couple of ideas, root system or modern base idea. What do you guys think? What would you like to see? Do you like this build style, and should I keep building this way, or should I try something a little bit different for, the larger parts of our base? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your feedback. We're getting close to being done with this, guys, and I'm going to start placing down the chests that we can store, the enchanted items and some lapis and some extra books and anything that has to do with enchanting. We can store that in here, at least temporarily, until we get a bigger storage area. And something else I wanted to mention to you guys while we place down these chests and finish up just the overall design of this room. I've gotten quite a few comments in my comments section, and it probably happens about Probably 6 to 8 times per video now, and that's pretty frequent, honestly, that people are saying, hey, BluJay, don't lie to me. I know you're Wells Knight in disguise. I just want to address that really quickly. As flattered and as honored as I am that you guys think that we're the same person, sadly, it is not true. I am not Wells Knight. I am BluJay. We are two different people. And I'm just, again, I'm blown away that you guys think that we sound the same and that you're convinced that we're the same person, because I really respect him. He has a lot of great content, and it's not just like entertainment stuff either. He has a lot of educational content on his channel, and he's got a lot of like really encouraging content on his channel, and just talks about life in general. And that's something that I appreciate about his videos. And I'm a huge fan of Wells Knight. He's a great YouTuber, and if you're exclusively watching Pocket Edition content, and you probably don't know who he is, but he's on the Hermitcraft server with the likes of Mumbo Jumbo and Tango Tech and Exumavoid and False Symmetry and Good Times with Scar and all the people that I can't think of right now. B00, he's another one. Obviously, we're using his texture pack. But all of those guys, so talented, such great entertainers, such great Minecraft players in general. And yeah, it's they have some great content, and I'm inspired by watching a lot of their videos. I watch a variety of Minecraft content between Pocket Edition and PC, or Java as it's going to be called here shortly. But yeah, if you guys don't know who some of those guys are, I would recommend checking them out, because the lines are getting blurred between PC and Pocket Edition. It is catching up, and it's going to just kind of blend in to be one and the same, I think, at some point in the future. PC still has some stuff on Pocket Edition that Pocket Edition doesn't have, but it's getting close. So yeah, check some of those guys out. They're really talented, and the fact that you guys think that I sound like Wells Knight, blown away. Blown away. I don't hear it, but, you know, maybe you guys do. So just wanted to clear that up. We are not the same person. Two totally different people. Sorry to burst the bubble. Well, I think I've settled on a finished design. We are done placing down all the blocks except for this fence gate right here. That way we can keep any mobs that may potentially come in here. I don't know how they'd get up because we have a ladder, but in case there's a dark spot in the room that we're missing that they spawn in, we're not going to get snuck up behind and get killed. So I'm going to throw a couple items in chests here just to get things organized, and then we're going to run over to the spawner again and gather some levels because we need to do some enchanting in our new enchanting room. 45 levels later and several hours later, we're ready to enchant. Let's see what we've got. Aqua Affinity, not bad. Protection 3, okay. Protection 3, probably not going to go for those. Projectile Protection 4. Fire Aspect 2, that might be a good thing to get. Silk Touch. We already have a Silk Touch pick, and it's got mending on it, so we won't do that. You know what? I've got 2 diamonds here. Let's go craft up a diamond sword, and we'll get Fire Aspect on that. I'll be right back. All right, we got our diamond sword. Let's put it in there, and Fire Aspect 2. No, Knockback 2 also. Awesome. Not too bad. All right, Protection 4. That's pretty decent. What else we got? Fire Protection 3. Fire Protection 3. Fire Protection 4. All right, let's go with this one. We got Protection 4, Unbreaking 3. Not bad, not bad. I'm going to go ahead and enchant the rest of this, and I'll show you what we got when we're done. All right, taking off the old armor, putting on the new, and we've got Protection 4, Unbreaking 3. And Fire Protection 3. Fire Protection 3, Thorns 2. Blast Protection 4, Thorns 2, Unbreaking 3. And we've got our Diamond Sword with Fire Aspect 2, Knockback 2. Not too bad for our first enchanting session in our enchanting room. Well, guys, that is it for today. We are all out of time, and I'm really happy with the amount of work we've got done today. We've got our enchanting room all set up, and it's going to pave the way for the future for us to have, you know, that full set of diamond enchanted tools and diamond enchanted armor and all of that gear that we need to feel completely safe and secure in this world. Let me tell you, I feel a whole lot safer now than I did on the first episode of this series, where I had nothing and we had mobs chasing us all over the place, and, you know, we were making bets on who was going to die first and all of that. We don't have to worry much about that anymore. We've got you know, the right gear. We're still not quite all the way to the top. We need diamond stuff, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, feel free to subscribe because I've got a whole lot of content on my channel and a whole lot of ideas for new content coming up in the future. Let me know what you liked about this episode, what you didn't like, and what you'd like to see in the future on this channel, but for now, my name is BluJay, and I've got to fly on out of here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.